So, what happens when you take a classic, beautiful animated fairy tale and then just smash a psychological horror story right into the middle of it? Well, you get By Sweet Carole. It's a new indie game that looks absolutely gorgeous but feels completely terrifying. Let's dive in and unpack what makes this game so uniquely unsettling. Right from the jump, the game sets this incredibly eerie tone. You and I will never leave each other. I mean, that's a phrase that should be comforting, right? But here it just lands with this chilling, almost possessive vibe. This one line tells you everything you need to know and puts you on edge right away. And that feeling is really the core of the whole game. It's built on this powerful paradox, this clash between what you're seeing and what you're feeling. It uses this nostalgic, beautiful art style to pull you in, and then completely twists it into something way, way more sinister. This contrast is everything. On one hand, you've got this stunning, hand-drawn world that feels like it's straight out of a classic animated movie. But on the other hand, it's just dripping with this creeping dread and themes that tap right into those deep-seated childhood nightmares. So yeah, make no mistake, this is not a game for kids. It is absolutely a horror experience for adults. Okay, so we've got the atmosphere. Let's get into the actual story. At its heart, it's a mystery. A young woman named Carol has disappeared, and her friend, Lana, is determined to find out what happened to her. And that investigation leads Lana straight to Banny Hall. It's this absolutely terrifying orphanage that acts as the main setting for the game, and it's where all the secrets and horrors are buried. This is the place where that beautiful fairy tale facade really starts to crack and fall apart. So we play as Lana. Her friendship with Carol is what's driving her, and it's through her eyes that we have to navigate this beautiful but incredibly dangerous world, all while trying to piece together the clues behind her friend's disappearance. As if a haunted orphanage wasn't enough to deal with, the whole investigation takes this super surreal turn. Lana runs into a mysterious character named Patrice, who transforms her into a rabbit. And this isn't just some weird plot point, it's a core mechanic of the game. You're forced to switch between your human and rabbit forms just to survive. So with all that going on, how does this twisted fairy tale actually play? Well, the experience is built on this really clever mix of old school ideas and modern horror. At its heart, the game is basically an old school platformer, but it's layered with all these survival horror elements. So you're not just jumping around, you're exploring, you're investigating, and you're trying to survive in this incredible, fully hand-drawn universe that's filled with some pretty fearsome enemies, including some very, very menacing rabbits. Now, don't go in expecting some fast-paced action game. The developers have deliberately gone for a much slower, more methodical pace. Your movement feels deliberate, and that is completely by design. It's all meant to build this profound sense of dread, making you feel vulnerable as you explore, not powerful. Now, behind all this incredible creativity is a really passionate team from Italy. And there's one particular choice they made that just reveals how much this project really means to them. They decided to give the game an authentic voice, and I mean that literally. Along with a full English voice cast, the game is also going to be completely voiced in its native Italian, which is something you almost never see in an indie title.
That choice says so much about their commitment. For a small indie studio, doing full voice acting in two languages is a huge financial risk. It's the kind of thing you usually only see in big-budget AAA games. It's a move that really prioritizes cultural authenticity and just shows how dedicated they are to their vision.
And that dedication to horror comes from experience. The studio, which is called Little Sewing Machine, is led by Chris Darril, who is the acclaimed mind behind the horror series Remothered. So yeah, this is definitely not their first time crafting a compelling and terrifying story. So what does this all add up to? I mean, what's the potential for a game that's this unique, this stylistically bold? Well, the good news is we won't have to wait very long to find out. The game is set to release on October 9th, and it's adding another must-play title to what is already a really packed month for gamers. There's a really strong feeling out there that By Sweet Carole has all the right ingredients to become what you'd call a little great cult classic, you know? Its unique art style in that deeply unsettling atmosphere are exactly the kinds of things that build a super passionate, dedicated fan base. But its potential impact could go way beyond just its own success. A game with this much international appeal could be a huge moment for the entire Italian game development scene. It has the potential to raise global visibility and really showcase the incredible talent coming out of the country. Ultimately, the game leaves us with this one really haunting question. It's a story about a lost friend, a terrifying world that's hiding in plain sight, and this feeling that you just can't trust your own eyes. So when a fairy tale becomes a nightmare, who can you really, truly trust?